Hello everybody. I don't usually do videos. Um, a while back, Barry McGee, my friend down in South Louisiana, Barry and Jamie McGee, Barry tried to get me into doing YouTube videos because it's like a community. I watch his videos, and if I were doing them, he said he would watch mine. Problem is, I just don't have time. I don't have time. I mean, I literally this week I left on Sunday, and it's Thursday night. I'm going to the beach tomorrow. Otherwise, I've probably been out of town tonight too. But left on Sunday morning, and then got home late tonight. Had a full week of work in Houston, so Houston treated me right. I enjoyed it down there, as always. I like Houston. All right, so I'm gonna try to make this a short video. So I'm a handyman. I try to be. I'm blessed to know the stuff that I know. Um, YouTube is my best friend. Experience just by doing stuff once or twice, seeing somebody do it. My dad teaching me stuff. You know, the stuff that he taught me, I try to pick up on. Although I don't pay attention that well, so I forget half of it. But he tried. Um, my brother Tim, I try to pick up on stuff, but mostly I try to do stuff on my own. It's part of it. I like to learn myself and do stuff myself, not rely on other people. If I can. If I don't feel suitable, then I won't do it. But anyway, this is videos about my air conditioner, central air and heat. I know a little bit about HVAC. I've considered doing it, but I love low voltage, not controls, but I love data and voice a bunch. Love it, love it. I mean, I've done controls, automated controls, security panels, fire alarms. I've done all that. Never really worked on HVAC before, so but I know how the concept of HVAC works. So last week, our room our house is pretty good sealed. Considering like it's a house and not a trailer. A trailer would be $350 when we're paying $150. We got good seal up top. I want to add some more insulation, either blow in or lay down because I got some spots that are getting kind of low, I guess, from settling. But then last week when I was in town, when I had got in town, I think last week I was out of town until Thursday or Friday. I think Friday. Um, my fan, the fan motor in the central air and heat unit up top in the attic, not my condenser outside, but my unit up top, the coils and stuff. Um, it was running all day, and we thought it was just hot outside, but I've never seen our air don't run all day long. It don't because it's pretty good sealed and insulated. It don't have to because once it's cool enough in here, and that thermostat's in the middle by no doorways, so it doesn't get a lot of heat coming in. So it doesn't run all the time. And we were there, and within 24 hours, it was just running. I didn't think nothing of it, and one day it was Friday of last week, a week ago. Um, I heard it running. The air conditioner was working. It was cold and everything, but the fan was just constantly going. And I think at some point, obviously your thermostat's gonna kick off your refrigerant coming into the coils. So that was fine. It was just my fan motor was blowing. So I went to the thermostat. I turned it off. Still blowing, even after the delay. I pulled my thermostat off, and I'm not gonna get all technical with it, but I know low voltage wiring. So on mine is a electric pump. It's not a gas and oil, so I don't have to have a common, and it also uses batteries, so I don't have to have a common for it on the thermostat side. So I put my voltage meter on there. I pulled my G, which is the green wire, which runs your fan. I pulled it off the thermostat, kept running. Right then and there, that told me it was either a relay or it was some kind of wiring in that fan motor. It wasn't a what do you call it? It was not a capacitor. because a capacitor basically jolts, puts a jolt through the fan to kickstart it. It's kind of like a starter, um, from what I understand, and it was running fine. So what I did is I put some testers on the wire inside to open the unit up, and what I found out was y'all may not know what this is. I have a Goodman ILR 264 or 246 unit, I think, which is one of the cheaper units. I didn't build the house, otherwise I probably had other say so in it. Um, but building a brand new house, you obviously want a unit. But what I understand is the Goodman ILR 246 is one of the cheaper units. And we got a Goodman condenser outside too, and I think it's 2.5 ton. And this house I think is rated for two, so 1566 square foot, if I remember right. So I don't know the exact statistics on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. This right here is a relay board. A relay board. A relay, if you don't know, a relay basically converts power into it brings power in and opens and closes, like a relay switch will open and close certain pops, so it sends power down the tunnel to whatever you're trying to send, and then it'll close if you don't, or it'll open if you don't want to send that power down that tunnel. So in this case, I want that fan motor to turn off whenever I turn the thermostat off. So I'm sending electricity. I'm sending a communication through my green wire up to the relay switch, telling the relay to open up, which means the two metal containers are not touching each other. Okay, and in that turn, that stops the electricity flow to the fan, which turns it off. Well, what happens is these things right here get stuck inside of this is the relay part here. This is the relay switch, right? This black thing. So, and you got your power. So inside of here, what happens is those little clicks get stuck. In this case, this one was stuck closed, which means the power was constantly running on that fan motor. So what I did is I pulled and I turned the obviously before I opened the unit, and you need to do the same thing. Don't play around with electricity. That's 210 running through there, 220 running through there. Okay. Obviously, there's a transformer on this thing, so it transforms it down to 12 volts, actually 14, around 14 volts, usually is what it is if you have a good capacitor and a good board. But don't play around with it. Go to the main panel. Turn the AC and the heater off. Okay, both of those off, just be on the safe side. And you want to, what I usually do, like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference, but pull the thermostat off. Like I said, it don't make a whole lot of difference really, but I like to go the extreme when I'm messing with electricity. That's why I've never been shocked, because I go the extreme. But this is a relay board, an AC fan motor relay. Okay, so like I said earlier, it brings electricity in, and this thing is supposed to tell the fan when to turn off, turn on. It's supposed to do all that. So when it's not doing that, there's obviously a problem with this. And I put a voltage meter on here, and I also checked for continuity on this part right here. So I went to the continuity on the open, and it was obviously there was continuity there. So basically, it was stuck closed. So I had continuity on both of them. That tells me that it's not opening or closing when I want it to. So repairclinic.com. I went and looked up my model. I bought a new board. $33 after tax and shipping. Not bad at all. If you don't know what you're doing, you have a licensed technician come out, $300-400. I looked it up. So I saved $370 max. And mine's all the way in the back up top. So I'll put pictures on YouTube, and I'll put pictures on Facebook inside my unit that shows my board mounted on the back. Basically, it was hard to get to. So I guarantee you, a lot of people charge hourly, or They may charge. Some companies may do by job. Depends on if they're, I guess, they're a union or not. I don't really know how that works. But they'll charge you just to walk in the door. You know, 70, 100, $200 just to walk in the door and look at it. So this was 33 bucks. So that's why I'm making this video. So in case your fan in your house, you got your thermostat turned off and it's just constantly running, constantly running. Not the air conditioner, but the fan motor. And you'll know because if you go to your return, if you go to your hole where your air, where it sucks in its air to breathe, and runs it across the coils, to help it breathe, you'll know when you hear that running. If you go out to the condenser and it's not running, your air conditioner's off. Okay, but then your unit is still running, your fan motor's still running, and you got the thermostat off. It could be your thermostat, so you need to do some work on the thermostat side. If it's not that, more than likely 90% of the time it's going to be this right here. Okay, all you do is it has these little clips. There's no screws involved. It's these little plastic clips that hook into the metal holes there. It got pre-drilled holes. You just pop them in place. Everything has to line up correctly so you don't have any cross connects, which will ruin this thing. And you could possibly have some issue with your backlash and your electricity on your unit. So what I did, I know most of the wiring, what it all means and everything, but I pulled this off and I put my new one right beside it. Like I said, it's hard to get to. It took me about 30 minutes to do it. And I pulled off one out of wire at a time, and I put it back where it goes on the new one. One wire at a time, every blah, blah, blah. Okay? Your RC, all that. You know, you do it exactly the same on both of them if it's the same model. And it should be, because you shouldn't be putting another model on a different, unit. And that's it, man. That's it. You just put it back on there. Now what I did is I made sure this fuse is important. You got to make sure that's not broken. Mine wasn't, obviously, because mine was a relay, but you want to check that just to make sure. And then what I did is, before turning on the power, okay, this is very dangerous. You got to be careful. What I did is I put a casing over the hot wire. Obviously, it's in a breaker up in the unit, 2 breakers, but I still put a casing over it because you just never can be too careful. And I took my voltage meter back on this relay board and I checked continuity before I turned the thing on, and sure enough, it was functioning properly. So before you turn the power on, you want to put that casing, that outside shell, back on the unit. Put that unit back together, put all the screws in, turn your breakers back on up top, and then come back down and on the main breaker, turn them breakers back on. And it'll have a delay on it because it's a fresh board. So mine took about 5 minutes before it kicked on. And it finally kicked on. And I tested it, obviously, with a voltage meter, turned the thermostat off, pulled the thermostat off, took the green wire off. It killed the fan motor. I did all those tests just to make sure it was 100%. So, but this is it. This is it. This is a relay fan, central air and heat. This is for a Goodman ILR 246, I think is my model. Fan motor relay board. Very important part. So, and then you got your transformer right above this. It's not on this. Your transformer is a whole different thing. Your transformer transforms high voltage to low voltage, basically. It's in a bunch of different pieces of equipment. Otherwise, we would all be dead touching these things. So, yeah. If you have any questions, you can text me or ask me. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I've done this, and I was not about to pay somebody for something I can do. So, I mean, my fan motor ran all week long this week. So I'm expecting a high bill, probably $300, $400, $500 electric bill. Because that fan motor ran all day long. And the fan motor is not going to burn as much electricity as the whole air conditioner unit. So it won't be that bad, but it ran, you look at it, 220 hours, right? 24, 48, 72, yeah. Almost 220 something hours, just constantly running. Maybe more than that, but. And now, It's running. The fan motor's running. The air conditioner's running. And let's do a little test here. I just got out of the shower, so it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, so I'm gonna turn this switch off. We're gonna see if we can't hear it go off. Okay, turn the switch off to off. See if we can't hear it turn off in a second. It's got a delay on that board, so. It'll take a minute. It's got a delay on that board. It usually takes about a minute and a half to turn off. And there it goes. I turned the air off of the thermostat and it turned the fan motor off using this board here that I replaced today. So let it sit for about 30 seconds so we don't have any issues. Let me go put this down. And we'll turn the air back on and show you that it kicks back on, and then I'll be done. We're leaving for the beach tomorrow, so I'm trying to get all this stuff done. It's 2:30 in the morning. Don't have any other time to do it. All right, here we go. And the air is on. I've got it on 68. Put the hold on. And you'll see it's got a delay on it again, so it'll turn on in about a minute. I don't think the relay for the on position is takes as long. It'll turn on in just a second. Come on, come on. It's about to come on. It took a while ago. There it goes. Just push the voltage from the thermostat, and there it goes. Them relays, I'm or a HVAC tech will probably be able to tell me the answer, but I think them relays are set not really on a timer, but they have a delay on them at certain times. So I don't think they're just random, but they might be. Anyway, that's all. Let me know if y'all need me. Holla. Going to the beach tomorrow. Leave me alone. No, I'm kidding. You can let me know if you have any questions. Holla.